Why are you so loud? Jump scared the people that watch on YouTube. Ugh, man. Howdy. You were supposed to stream yesterday. But I thought I failed a math exam. So I was really sad. Thankfully, I passed. So, no longer sad. How loud as the game will go? Interesting. Whatever. Okay. Where is my GameCube controller? Huh. We probably got about two, maybe 3 more streams of this, and then we're gonna go do something else for a little bit and put this in the Animal Crossing bucket where we'll come back eventually. Because it's a longer game and it's not for everyone. And it's hard for me to make commentary on it for long amounts of time, because it is... I don't want to use the word boring, because I do enjoy the game, but I think it's a very single-player experience in the way that there's not much going on, so there's not much for me to talk about, more or less. So, I don't know if that makes sense. I might just be rambling. I ramble. We all know this. But, you know. Where is my Twitch dashboard? There it is. 7 p.m., so we need to sleep. I think we harvest the watermelons tomorrow. And then so the melons, because the melons are going to take probably a couple more days. Thankfully, the melons can grow in the fall. It's the watermelons that can't, so thankfully the watermelons are about to bloom, or be harvestable, because we're running out of time for those, so that's good. And let's sleep. There we go. It's the last day of summer. One more day. Okay, good. Because I don't know if the watermelons will be ready today. Is it raining? Unlucky, not raining. Never raining. You fucker. Woke up, ran over, ate grass, and then passed out. I hate you. Chicken's awake. I really need to get another chicken so he's not lonely. I feel kind of bad for Goose, that Goose is just in here by himself. But all of our money's been going to, obviously, this fucking plant operation. And we are so close to being done with this plant operation, where we'll have all, hopefully, S-tier crops that we can then turn into seeds. Even if it's A, that'll be nice, because I mean, I'm fine. I want S. Like, I'll be upset if it's not S, but, like, I'll take A if it, you know. Because I don't think you have to plant up on the top area, because the top area has the most fertile ground. You get in year 2, which can, you know, make it easier to get S tier, you know, trees and plants and stuff. That's why I always plant trees up there. You can get S tier trees, because once a tree grows as an S tier, you're good. You don't have to keep fertilizing it. But I don't know if this land here can produce S tier plants. Because I did a rough look around online, like, of kind of how some of this stuff works. I didn't fully remember. But at the same time, I didn't want to look up just everything, because it's kind of fun to, you know, have a bit of mystery to it. So I didn't look everything up. It feels like a little loud in my ear. Try that. Get all this onto plants, and hopefully, maybe this is the last time I need to fertilize. I hope. Actually, who am I kidding? We're gonna have to... Probably the last time we'll have to fertilize the watermelons, but the melons... probably need 1 or 2 more fertilizings. Probably 2. Yeah, probably 2. I don't know if I have the money for that. I'm hoping I do. Not 100% sure. We'll see, though. I was also looking at like cheap GameCube games the other day, just as like kind of perusing at like random kind of genres we haven't played in a while. And actually, perfect timing, Rep, that you're here, because I was looking at Pac-Man World. So I was like, we haven't played like a 3D platformer in a while, and I think I don't know all the 3D platforms we have in reserve right now. I know we have Scooby-Doo. I don't know what else. Yeah, so I was thinking about getting Pac-Man. I don't think it's too expensive. So it might be worth grabbing that. Go give our delicious milk to this woman.
Yeah.
How much money do I have? Do I have enough money to buy more fertilizer, or am I flat broke? I have money. Can I not buy things from you? Can I buy stuff from you? Yeah, I can buy stuff from you. Buy 10. You're cutting it real close on our fertilizer. We'll give you a flower since you accept them. I don't think your friendship gives us anything, so I don't think it's super important to be friends with you, but I don't know. I keep forgetting to look over the entire reward list to make sure we're being friends with the correct people. I also forgot to look at if you have to keep giving items to people that are already your friends or not. Because I don't remember. I feel like that's kind of important to know. We have to look it up. Well, I do need to look it up, but I keep forgetting to do that. Glad all the retirees are always up here. Easy to find them. Oh, ow! Almost time for the himbo. How much you said, Ref? Did you say Pac-Man 2 and 3 were on GameCube, but not 1? Or do I remember that correctly? Is that what you said? Yeah. Is DBZ Budokai on the list? Because we just redid the list. So if it's not on the list, we don't have it. We just redid it. My memory is too absolutely shot to remember what I have and what I don't. So I would double check. Because God, I wish I could remember anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I sold all my statues and I'm out of coins for the himbo. Do you take rocks? No. Can I give you a fish? No. You don't want a skull, do you? Can I give you the blue feather? No. I have nothing for you, so I guess I have to go to the mines today. I'm out of gifts. It's an unlucky day, which is kind of unlucky. Get it? Unlucky. Get it? Funny because it's the... Anyways. Probably need to go there. Is no on the list? Okay, so we don't have it then. Because, yeah, we're really running dry on games currently. I'm thankfully almost done with my degree. I can get my job and my career that will pay me lots of money. I can buy more GameCube games to entertain my fans. It's gonna be great. You're all gonna love it. Sorry, Chad. I had to answer that. I'll need to check how much Pac-Man World 2 is. I'm gonna be so mad if it's like over $30. Like, I would love for it to be like $15 to $20. But we live in a world where I feel like that's just not gonna be possible. I would love if it was. But, you know, I don't think it is. I don't know if that would be a fun stream. Probably not. I would like go online shopping with me for GameCube games. We stream that. I feel like that would be kind of not fun. It would just be me yelling about prices for 2 hours. Oh, unlucky days are super cringe for dig site. We're getting at least a couple items. At least we got a coin to give our boyfriend, which is something, I guess. It's annoying, but not much we can do about it. Listen, it has to be 100k points, because I don't need people spam fucking redeeming me for games. Because if it's a long game, like, think about it this way. Long game is, 10 streams plus. So it could go on for months. So, like, if someone redeemed a game that would take me months to do, like, that's just how it is. Because medium game is like 6 to 8. Small is like 1 to 3. Because we marked... What did we mark Luigi's Mansion as? I don't even remember what we did Luigi's Mansion for.
Thank you for being such a dear friend.
Legend Blur just subscribed for 30 months. What?
30, dude. 30 months? 30? Imagine having 30 correlated with you at all. 30? Damn. I can't believe we're coming up on we're only half a year away from our 3-year anniversary of doing this. Oh my lord. It's like you turned 30. Crazy. Yeah, I'm surprised I've kept doing this long, because I've definitely had moments where, like, I don't know if I wanted to keep doing it or not. Because there are times where this is really boring or hard for me to do, because some of these games are just so bad. And I thought about it a couple times, where it's like, why do I do this? Does anyone actually care? And I think for the small handful of people like you, or Rep, or Silver, or Zach, or Loki, that tune in, if you watch or not, cool, you support me regardless by, subbing, which is crazy that you do, and that you have the longest going streak of all time. But it's about just the idea that there are people that enjoy it, but also, like, on Reddit, yeah. That's the problem, is, like, I want to say maybe, like, 75% of the GameCube library, I would say, is great to good. And the other 25% is like, ugh, So, but it was always kind of like, do I keep doing this? But when I posted the 100 game tier list on Reddit and talked about what I was doing, with it getting like 50,000 views on Reddit and like 800 upvotes, it made me, it gave me a bit more of an idea that maybe there are people that want to see this happen, but, And I think one day, especially when I have my job, if I can put some pocket money aside, maybe for like an amateur editor, just to like make these videos a little shorter, and I can do like, just compile VODs together to make like a 30-minute to an hour, like, talk over me talking about the game. I think they would do a much better on YouTube. So, things to think about. But it, you know, it's always, I'm done fishing. It's always one of those things that's hard for me to talk about to people, that it's like, I'm very proud of the fact that I'm doing this. And I feel like some of the people, you spent several streams looking for, okay. We don't, listen, that was a dark moment. We don't need to bring that up. We don't need to talk about the great catfish blunder of 2026. I can't help that I love fishing in video games. I'm addicted to it. I can't help it. But it makes me realize that, like, I'm very proud that I'm doing this, and being able to say you did something that no one else has done yet, or at least recorded it, is it's cool. There's not a lot of people can say they did something no one else has done. So it feels good. Oh. I just want to leave an impact. And, you know, maybe, no matter how small it might be, maybe, you know, it's not popularizing Fortnite or creating Minecraft or, you know, being like my grandfather who helped to end the Cold War. None of those things, but, you know, I'm doing something. And at the end of the day, if I'm proud of it, I think that's what matters. Please be S tier. It's A. We've spent thousands of dollars. Oh. I'm so mad. We spent so much time and money trying to get... Fuck, dude. I'm so mad. We spent all of our money. Every penny we had went into buying fertilizer for these melons to get S-rank melons. Oh, that hurts so bad. Fuck, dude. Well, we have them at least. We can turn them into seeds. And plant S-rank plants at least, instead of buying, you know, buying B-rank seeds, which it's something, at least, you know. Not super happy about it, but I'm doing a little about it. We missed one day where we didn't plant fertilizer, and I wonder if that was the deal breaker. Or, as I said, because we're not planting it on the ground up above, where you don't get that till year 2, that's like the super fertile ground, this isn't. That might also be the reason, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what would make me feel worse, is if I did all that, where it was guaranteed I couldn't get S-rank plants, or it's because I missed a day with fertilizer. I'm not sure which would make me more upset. Probably, if it wasn't possible in the first place, would probably make me more upset, because then I'd wasted like $6,000 trying to do that. Which, for a lot of games, like, have a pretty inflated economy. This game's economy is really small. Like, the money is worth a lot in this game comparatively to a lot of other, like, farming games. $6,000 would let you buy, you know, one of the best cows in the game. Like, we spent so much money. I forgot to check the horoscope. Ugh. I'm so mad. Unlucky day. Fuck you. Ugh. It is so frustrating. Okay. Nothing we can do about it now. Harvest Boon. What about Barbist Boon? God, I can't believe it. Barbist Boob? I'd play a game called Barbist Boob. There's just in a farming sim game relying on a random luck element that is never explained or pointed out. Yeah, no, that, I mean, you were here for the beginning days of fucking gaming. You know that none of these games were ever explained. Not how video games were back in the day. Yeah, there he is. Well, these games would just hit you with the fuck you, figure it out. You get the game manual, and that was about it. If you were lucky, your parents would get you the guidebook, which that was always poggers. I have the Twilight Princess guidebook. Pretty cool. I also have every Pokemon guidebook, which honestly is kind of crazy how much some of those go for. Like, I never would have assumed they would go for, like, anything. Dude, it was so cool, because you would, like... yeah, that'd start, it just, any of them, because you would be in, like, school or something, and it'd be, like, lunch, and you'd have your guidebook, or you'd be on, like, the bus ride home, and you'd be, like, reading it through, and, like, figure out, you know, what you're gonna do when you get home. Ugh. Take me back. It was so peak. I remember being in health class in middle school, looking through the Pokemon Black and White, guidebook, trying to figure out how the best way to beat N was. Ugh. I miss it so much. Good times. I don't know if we want to sell these other 4 watermelons just to try to recoup some of our money. We'll hold on to them for now. I'm not 100% sure. But, man, I miss it. When I was at boarding school, the only 2 books we had, so, you couldn't have a lot of personal items. So, I had, like, my Pokemon cards, I had, like, a couple t-shirts, and then I had... Or no, well, the clothes were separate. I had, one of my grandpa's medallions, I had my Pokemon cards, and I had the Borderlands 2 guidebook that I would read religiously. Over and over and over and over again. Because the only other book I had was a Bible. And I read the Bible, probably maybe should have read it more, but I read it once. And, you know, I think about how many times I read the Borderlands 2 guidebook is probably why I have that, you know, entire game memorized.
Yeah.
And I do miss guidebooks. They're really fun. Yeah, it was in the boarding school was in the deep south, so it was very, very religious. Which again, won't get into because I don't really, again, we don't talk about religion on stream. It's not something I like to do, but I didn't mind it. It I just, you know, I can close my eyes and I have the book ingrained in my memory, the Borderlands 2 guidebook. And then I think about all the Pokemon cards I had that I just gave away to other kids, like, so they could make decks also, so we could all battle. And how many cards I gave away that are just worth so much money now. It emotionally hurts to think about how many cards I had that I gave away. But, you know, that's life. That is life. 78 browser tabs? Jesus. Just talking about at boarding school how Elden Ring's dropping frames. That's fair. I was talking about yeah, having the Bible and the Borderlands 2 guidebook and just like, and it's one of those things that I gave away all those cards that were worth a bunch of money, but at the end of the day, or worth a bunch of money now. Back then they weren't. But, you know, the time I had with my friends at boarding school, like playing Pokemon, are memories I'll never forget. And it's, you know, you think about like, oh, you know, they were all worth so much money. It's like, that's true. But the memories I made were, I think, so much more important than the monetary value. That, because boarding school was rough. It wasn't, you know, it was not an easy place, but, you know, the little moments you had, you know, playing Pokemon or, you know, finding golf clubs in the woods and using them to, like, hit rocks as far as you could. Good times, good times. Can you get up? It's just memories like that it's, you know, they're fun to look back on and think about. I always think about I should write, like, I don't think I could write a whole autobiography about boarding school. Maybe I could. I don't know how long it would be, but I always think about I should write down a lot of my memories. And, like, write down what it was like at boarding school. Because I get, people ask me questions about it all the time, and I feel like maybe I should write, you know, write a miniature book or something. What's the mini version of a book? A manifesto? No, right? That's probably not the right term. A pamphlet? You know, you don't want Tom Reed's manifesto? Yeah, no, that, you know what, you might be onto something. Maybe that's a bad idea. But, yeah, my grandfather wrote a whole bunch of books about his life and about, you know, what he did in the CIA and the Air Force and, you know, in the government. And it makes you think, like, you know, maybe I should write it, because my great-grandfather wrote a book too. My dad never wrote a book. Maybe he will. Who knows? But maybe I should. Maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea. The daggers you were using were doing so much damage. I feel like you absolutely could. Because when you beat him on my couch, was he the nerfed versions at that point? Because watching you do that was miserable. God, that sounds dude, doing doing Radon with daggers, ugh. Like, you can't really... How do you get close to them enough? I mean, I guess your daggers have range, but... The amount you were banging your head against the wall in the first place on other bosses, and they're gonna fight him? I don't know. I say all these things, and I watched a video the other day of someone beating the entirety of Elden Ring with the Donkey Kong bongo drums. So it's like, you know, just a skill issue, I guess, you know? Oh, you were powering him up? That's so funny. Dude, you were losing it. You were like, how have I have never taken this many downs on that was... You were miserable. I guess that makes sense. You know, that would do it. That makes a hell of a lot more sense now why you were getting ass blasted. I gotta finish my Marvel Rival placement matches after stream today. I'm at Diamond 3 right now with, I gotta do 4 more matches, I think. And then I'll be done with those. Which, I just shoot for Diamond at this point, just so I can get the border around my name. GM is too much. It gets so sweaty, and you just can't really play Ultron all the way up in GM, so it's just not fun for me. I just get stuck on Invisible Woman, and it's like, I don't want to do this. Not fun. Perfect, I actually needed to talk to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Himbo, here is a gold coin.
Did
I... Why? Dude, why does it hover over no? Why does it hover... At times I just spam A to give him something, and for some reason it's hovering over no. It doesn't always hover over no. It does it on purpose. It, like, knows you're spamming, and it hovers over no to fuck with you. I'm convinced that that's what it does. I sound insane, I know, but it has to be. The game is working against me. Oh, I do love all the stupid noises all the characters in this game make. Oh. I'm excited at some point. I keep thinking about this because I really want to do it. I don't know if anyone will ever redeem Twilight Princess for the 100%, but at some point I do really want to do that, and I might just restart it, just because I could, instead of continuing the save file. That game is just so good. I think about it a lot. But it's also like, it'd be nice in like, you know, even more nice in like 2 years from now, when I hadn't played it for 5 years, you know, to go back and play it then, when it's been even longer, a longer time. Yeah, I have to make things really expensive, because if I don't, Rep would just obliterate the economy of this stream channel. Because Rep has so many points. Like, if I was, like, I cared enough to track all the things he's redeemed, plus the points he has now, he'd have to be in the 6 figures for points. Like, he'd have to have a stupid amount. 100% Monkey Ball would... You come on the channel, you come and do it. I'll give you my stream key, and you stream, and you come and 100% Monkey Ball, you fucker. I don't want to do it. God. I need a psych ward. Yeah, Dude, that's what they, you know... I don't know why the Russians made a gulag. They could have just strapped people in and forced them. What they could have done, they could have been like, comrade, you may leave gulag if you can beat the game. And it's like, oh, perfect. I just gotta beat a stupid video game and I get my freedom. You must beat the monkey ball. No! Like, you strap somebody into a chair in Siberia and tell them to beat monkey ball. The most effective way to run a gulag. No one escapes. You're locked in. You have to write a paper on why Digimon World 4 is good. You're cooked. Ain't nobody can do that. Yeah, good. I was saying, you cannot write a paper. There's no way. That was the assignment. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking about impossible assignments. And an impossible assignment would be writing a paper on why Digimon World 4 is good. Would not be possible. There's certain games like Super Monkey Ball that I don't know if I've ever seen the end of that game. Like, I don't know if I've ever watched someone beat that game, because I just assume that no person would ever want to. But there's got to be a handful of videos out there. Yeah, exactly. There's an end. I know. I wouldn't think it either. But I would assume so. It's one of those videos I gotta watch someday, because there's obviously gotta be videos on the internet of people beating it, but I don't know. I don't know what kind of human you gotta be to beat a Monkey Ball game. I still like the fact that the person who created the Monkey Ball series also created the Yakuza series. That's my favorite fun little fact. I think it's a little goofy fact. Unlucky. Cloudy. Fall, Harvest Festival. I think we need veggies to donate for the Harvest Festival, so we might as well leave the things we have in our inventory. Thankfully, now that it's, I need to find more skull tree fragments. Which I'm missing. Ah, yes, the classic collectathon games where you're missing, like, sub 10 items. It's like, well, I didn't keep track of it, so now I have no idea what I'm missing. Does Breath of the Wild keep track of Kokiri seeds in-game, or did you need an external resource? You got a Beyblade? Oh, hell yes. You did not tell me you got a Beyblade. Fucking peak. I also decided for my, my birthday this year, which I'm still like 4 or 5 months away from it. I should totally do like a giga-long stream where I do different things. I think that would be a good stream to like start our Digimon Dusk and Dawn playthrough. I was thinking like how I'd want to do it if we'd have both POVs on the screen, like on either of our streams, so people could watch either stream to see both, or, you know, how we would do it. Do like certain restrictions to what Digimon we can use and stuff, since both of us have played through that game. I mean, you've probably played it more than me. I've probably played through it probably 5 times. Last time I played through it was like 2018. That wasn't that long ago. 2018. Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. Loop Swamp is where Satan was born. Like, even the map, that if you pull up a map for that place, which I did on my final playthrough, I did it in 2018, but as like a kid, I was there for hours. That place is hell on earth. It's just... I love Digimon Dawn and Dusk, but there's a few very clear problems with the game. I think one of them is having no way to stop encounters. And I think another is there's, like, no easy map to, like, utilize. Yeah, there's just a handful of things that I'd want to change about Dawn and Dusk that, I would love if they would just remake those games. Hell, you don't even remake them. If you port them to Steam, people can mod them. Oh, God, imagine a port of those games to Steam. I mean, people can mod them now because they have the files on emulators or whatever, but I would just love if they were, like, easier to play. Because I enjoy, you know, emulation is nice, but I do also, enjoy, like, supporting the devs and, like, buying the games again. Also, then you can get, like, Steam achievements and stuff, which is always cool. Yeah, the single mod just turns Loop Swamp into a hallway. Digimon... It was when, was Digimon World DS the first Digimon game on the DS? Because when was it was like a Digimon... Was it Digimon World Tournament, I think it was called, or something? What was that game called where you, like... It was a top-down and you, like, raised them in rooms, and you would have them, like, battle each other in, like, an arena. I think it was called, like, Digimon World Arena or something. Digimon World Tournament, maybe? I don't remember. I remember that game being fun. I never beat it as a kid, because I think it was just a bit too much for me. But I did enjoy it. I would just, you know, classic child gameplay where you would just play a game till you got to the part you were stuck at, and then you would just restart the game and play it again. That was most of my childhood. Different times. It's like, I think I've talked about this on the channel before. Mario and Luigi and the not Thousand Year Door, Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. I could never beat the final boss of that game.
Yeah.
Like, I would get all the way to the final boss every time. And not like Princess Shroob, her older sister, so like the final boss. And I could never beat her. and I was so annoyed. Just for some reason, just her attacks, I just couldn't do it as a kid. So I'd get to Princess Shroob, beat her, and basically just, you know, start again. Yeah, literally. It just get bosses you couldn't beat as a kid, and you just like, well, I guess I'll just start the game again, you know? At least Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 1 was like post-game or optional, you know? Wasn't the final, it wasn't like, you didn't need to beat him to get the credits. So at least he was like an optional thing. But yeah, it was the other times I would just restart Partners in Time, because I loved Mario & Luigi Partners in Time. It's one of my favorite games. And I would just sit in the back of my mom's car and play Partners in Time. It was great. And it, I could never beat Queen Shroob, I'm assuming her name was. So, when I did finally go back in high school and beat her, it felt so good. A game I still gotta go back and play again. Any of you remember Spectrobes? The Disney creature catcher on DS? It's true, if there's two things I know about Silver, he is a certified expert hater, and he never loses. There are two things I know about Silver. For the longest time, I forgot what I couldn't remember the name of it, and I could close my eyes and, like, see snippets of it, but I couldn't remember who made it, or, like, what it was about, or I just knew it was on the DS, and I couldn't remember what it was, and I just wasn't able to find it. And I can't remember who I was talking to, but I would, like, brought up that there's, like, oh, there's this creature catcher on DS that I can't remember anything about, but it was really cool, and the guy, like, the main character you played as wore white, and she was like, you mean Spectrobes? I fucking bear hugged her. I was so excited. Because for years, I was just trying to remember the name of that game. And then she told me, and I was so excited. I instantly bought all 3 versions of the game. 1, 2, and the one on the Wii. I was so happy. I've had them ever since then. That was a couple years ago. I do need to actually play them eventually, but as anyone that has known me for more than a day knows that I am miserably bad with backlogs. Like, I have so many games in my backlog that I just never get around to. I'm so bad at it. Or I'll start something and play, like,
Yeah.
a crap ton of it and get, like, right near the end and then just stop playing for some reason. I'm so bad at doing that also. I wish I didn't do that, but I don't know. My brain chemistry is weird, I guess. Well, I always knew I was weird. I mean, you know, I have like 5,000 hours in Destiny. I hate myself for it. I was saying earlier on stream, I'm probably only going to be a few more streams of this game, and then we're going to put it on the back burner with Animal Crossing just to go move on to something a bit more, like, interesting to watch. Because this game, I enjoy playing it, but it's not, I don't think it's a great game to watch me play, because it's so, like, peaceful. So, need something a bit more invigorating for people to watch, so we'll probably do, I'd like to do a 3D platformer, because it's been a while since we've done one of those. These are great items, but I need coins and I need the statue for my idiot boyfriend. That is not what I'm looking for. Coin? Statue works. I think he likes the... Actually, I don't know. I'm assuming the coins and the statues are in the same, like, friendship gain level, because you get them from the same place. So I'm guessing they're not different, but, you know. We're in fall now, and then we go into winter, then spring again, which starts a new calendar year. And I think, if I remember correctly, cows only produce milk for 1 year after birth, which the cow you get given at the beginning had just had birth, so you get, 1 year of milk. So, I think we need to, probably next month, buy a miracle potion to get her pregnant again, or just buy a bull. But bulls are annoying because they don't produce anything. And, like, yes, they get your cows pregnant for free, but they just eat food and do nothing. Like, I'm not getting any products from them. So, I don't know if I necessarily want a bull. Because I'm a farmer. What do you want from me? I have cows. I'm gonna have cows fucking. Do you want to farm? Randall, there's a cow outside. We're on a cow farm. There's gonna be cows outside. Listen, what do you want from me? I'm just trying to be the streamer you all deserve, okay? You know, I hop on stream, and I know that I am the highlight of your day, Silver, when I start streaming. I know you sit there thinking to yourself, like, man, I wish Tom was streaming. And then you see the little light go on, and you're like, ah, yes. My favorite time of day. I know. Where's my boyfriend? God damn it. I don't know where he is. I'm trying to riz him up. Give a item to you. You know what? Guess he just doesn't want a flower. Alright. That's one of my favorites. A part of me enjoys that half of this game is just running around giving people stuff. Like, that's just the game. Because when me and my two sisters were kids, we never really did that. We just focused solely on just, like, being on the farm. The only person we'd give gifts to, we played the original version of this game, so your only choice was to be a guy. So we'd only give gifts to, like, the woman we wanted to marry, because we didn't know there was a reason to give stuff to other people other than the person you wanted to marry. So... Oh, we need to swap recordings, I just noticed. YouTube, I will see you in the next video. Twitch, do not go anywhere. I will talk to you guys in a second.